On a stage here, just got my light today. How are you? Happy Saturday. Today we're talking about building confidence. It's October 4th. We're doing 30 days of building confidence. And every day I'm coming on here and talking about a different topic around confidence and how to build it authentically. And the number one thing that we want to do is make sure that we are doing something every day of kindness that is generated from your heart to someone in your community, your family, your environment, whether it's a person, an animal, whether it's a kind act, a nice email, a message of support. You will determine what that kindness is. You do it from your heart, and then you're going to come back here and put in the comments what you have done to be kind to another. This is one of the principles. Hi, Oliver. Thanks for being here. You're the best. One of the principles of oneness is to be kind. And one of the principles of authentic confidence is also kindness. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is about confidence and honesty. And I thought, well, we should talk about confidence and avoidance, which is really the problem. But at the core of avoidance is a lack of honesty. So where people are in denial, they want to deny the truth. They want to deny, they actually partake in ignorance. And that really erodes your ability to be truly confident. And it creates this thing called self-doubt that most people who are lacking confidence suffer from. They doubt themselves, they second guess, they get their minds wrapped around the axle with some do loop in their mind. So hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. I've got a vanilla latte today, homemade by Kiana, yours truly. And if you are doing this 30-day challenge of being kind, please let me know what you've done and yesterday or have done today. Today, I will say I went to the dentist on a Saturday morning. Actually, I got in. I wasn't scheduled until late November, and they were able to get me in on a cancellation for this dentist. And I will tell you, I have never liked going to the dentist ever, even since I was a little girl. But when I left the dentist today, she gave me a hug. We hugged. So talk about kindness and turning the corner and about alignment, like that you can have people who are honest and compassionate and don't want to do things just to do them so they make money. Rapid research review. Where are the links at? I don't know what you're talking about. What links? I'm a novice at YouTube. If you want something, you can go to my website. Okay, but we're really working for the next 30 days for whoever wants to join this challenge to build authentic, real confidence. You got to build confidence within, and you do that through honesty. So when you are being kind, what I have found is most people mistake thinking they're kind with the resonance of authenticity that comes from the heart. Hello, it's good to see you. That was how I started my day. I started my day with the dentist and ended with a hug with my dentist, which, if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, no way. But I really like this dentist. She's amazing. And she does not do, she doesn't make recommendations just so she can make money. And I appreciate that. And that's authentic and honest. And it is hard to find those people, but they do exist, especially when you're in alignment. So with that said, what have you done that has been kind, generous, and heartfelt to support your local community and your environment to support your alignment within. We want to be public with our what we have done from our heart space so we can amplify our frequency in our field. Now, do you have to do that? No. Does it help you create a stronger frequency? Yes, because in sharing, you are giving. So let's see. Let's see. Oliver says, oh, Oliver, kindness act yesterday gifted $20 to a restaurant clerk for getting a reservation. Nice. Hello, Ari's Beth. Okay, so one of the things, as I said earlier, about building confidence is honesty. Honesty. Hey, Sandeep, good to see you. It has been way too long. Hopefully, I don't have my glasses on. Yes, okay, I did see your name correctly. So, when people are denying the truth, they are not wanting to see, they are avoiding. Let's just start with avoidance, because I didn't want to talk about avoidance as the topic. I wanted to talk about honesty, but because at the root of a confident person is going to be somebody who is willing to be honest with themselves. That means that you are willing to have and see those very uncomfortable truths. That means it's not about liking something. It's not about not liking it. It's about seeing and aligning to the truth, okay? That requires honesty. When you are a person who is confident, you're going to have an alignment with the truth. So now let's not mistake. We will see people in our public on TV or on reels who appear confident but are incongruent within. Now, is that confidence? I don't know. I don't think so. I think people who are ignoring, avoiding, or dismissing others' truths are not really confident at all. They just have the appearance of it. And we're not talking about appearance. We're talking about building authentic confidence. Hi, Lizzie. Oh, okay. You're watching from India. Okay, nice to see you. Okay, so how do you become more confident and honest with yourself? That's the question that we're answering today. How do you become more honest and confident with yourself? The first thing I would say is you have to have an awareness of yourself. So you want to know who you are. You want to know what your likes, what your strengths, your weaknesses, what your blind spots are. You want to get feedback. Maybe look at what your environment is. Are you in alignment with joy, or are you in alignment with suffering? Are you in alignment with pain? Or what are you in alignment with? Okay. So if you have done something kind for your community, please write it down, reminding yourself that kindness is done not from your thinking, I want to do, but really truly listening from your heart and doing and being present with others from your heart. That's true kindness. That's how you build confidence. So one of the things that I did yesterday, besides the coffee, is one of my skill sets is helping people get promoted. It's just one of the things that I've always been good at. And I had a friend that was in a pickle, wanted to get promoted, and was making an email to their boss from AI. Not recommended for many reasons. One of them being that it's not your energy. It's an automation energy. So you want to write If you're going to ask for a promotion, you want it to be your energy. So anyways, I helped this person get a promotion, and not only did they get a response immediately, they got a yes. So I'm good at helping people get aligned, especially for their careers. So that's what I did yesterday, and I did that for one of my friends who was looking to get a job. Well, she already had a job, but she was looking for a promotion. She was looking for a rather early promotion. So when you can present things that make sense, people listen. So is that confidence? Well, that's honesty. It's like presenting the information from an honest perspective and authentically asking for what it is that you need or want. Whether her boss responded favorably or not wasn't really the issue. The issue is, was she in alignment to even send the message in the first place? Okay, I finished my coffee. On to my next hydration. This is my own little lemon water, mint tea, lime, and a little bit of honey and salt. Okay. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you here. So, honesty and confidence. The challenge is that most people are lying to themselves. That's the uncomfortable truth of this topic, is that most people are lying to themselves. So are you honest enough to know that you are lying to yourself? That's the question. Number 2, I give lots of questions. Are you honest with yourself enough to know that you are lying to yourself? Most people lie to themselves and pretend that they're honest. Those are also the same people that pretend that they're kind. So this challenge is not about pretending, it's about getting real with yourself, and that's how you build authentic confidence. When people are in avoidance, when people are in a denial, when people are willing to lie to themselves to make themselves feel better, they're not going to be confident people. And for somebody who's an empath or just slightly observant, they're going to see right through that false facade. So I have former clients who they get to a certain point and then they're like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to do this awareness stuff anymore. And then they stop sessions, which is fine. And they just kind of go about their life, and then they don't progress. They may get a promotion, but they're not progressing or evolving in their life. They're not progressing in their evolution, in their tools and techniques. They're not growing in their awareness. Their relationships become stale. You know, I'm just saying, this is how midlife crises happen. That's why you see all those male executives in senior roles and their life's crap. Why? Because they are so focused on a position, a presentation of who they think they are versus who they actually are. It's a bummer. Hey, Dale. Good to see you here. So don't be that person. Don't be that person that, gets stale and stuck. Be willing to be honest with yourself. Be willing to see the truth. And the people that are at the higher executive levels, they lie to themselves all the time. That's how they get through the day. They pretend. They're the fake it till you make it. And they think they have all the trendy words, they read all the trendy books, and it just is, it's a false pretense of honesty. Hey, Eric, is that you? I really just need to put my glasses on. No, that's Joy. Joy E. Duta. So, don't have false, fake pretenses. You can't be honest and be fake at the same time. It's a choice. You don't be fake with some people and then real with others. You got to be your most authentic self all the time. That's what creates confidence. The people that put on these personas, and I understand roles, I get it. But when you're putting on a persona for people, you're lying to yourself. That's the truth. So why can't you just be your true, authentic self everywhere? That doesn't mean you give everybody your opinion everywhere you go. You know, it's really important to just be authentically aligned. And if you're around people consistently who you cannot be your authentic self with, then that means that you're not honest with yourself. You can't say, oh, I'm going to be my authentic self only in these periods. That erodes your energy field, that erodes your confidence, and it creates false pretenses. And that changes how your body chemistry actually vibrates. That's not fun. You don't want to do that. And nobody is worth that. Nobody. Now, when you're taking on a role, let's just say you're a director at work and then you go to see your family and your brother and your sister, or you take on these roles. How do you put on a fake mask, if you will, to pretend that you're okay when you're not okay? And so I learned this when I was in grad school with a Japanese student, and he said this was very American thing, and I loved that he said this, although I had not seen it for myself because I was so used to it. When people ask you, how are you doing, and you say fine, that's like a conditioned response. If you're not fine, what do you say? Do you say anything? Most people just don't want to even answer the question authentically. And what I would say is, don't be the person who's asking the question if you don't want to know how people are doing. You know, as this kind of goes back into the obligation conversation that I had yesterday with, there are so many things that we've been conditioned to do out of obligation that it's important to challenge those ideas and beliefs. Because those obligations, when they're done as a reaction or a response that's not congruent, that creates dishonesty within. You don't want to have any inner conflict. Confident people are clear people. They have a clarity within. They follow their knowing. They hear the little whispers. They know the voice within. They don't hear voices. If you're hearing voices, that's not how spirit talks, okay? Spirit doesn't talk with hearing voices per se. You hear a sound. It's different. And in the sound, there is an interpretation of the sound. That's my understanding and experience of it. But I know oftentimes when people are saying they're hearing voices, they actually are hearing voices. And it's a voice to skull technology that is inorganic in nature. Another thing that a lot of people, I'm just going off on a tangent right now, but a lot of people are seeing holograms. And they think those holograms are spirits. They think those holograms are fairies or whatever. It's AI. And that can be very dangerous. Now, if you're seeing that, fake, false holograms, then you are also being manipulated. So that would be a false reality, right? A false reality appearing real. However, what you want to do to be confident is to be clear in your knowing. So if you don't know, you know you don't know. You don't think you know, right? So the thinking is interfering with the knowing. So you got to find a way to still your thoughts so you can get clear and honest within. So let's just wrap this up with a few questions. One question that I would suggest that you ask yourself, and be honest, because it's for you, right? Where in my life am I not honest? Where do I fake it? Where do I put on a false pretense? Where do I pretend? Some of you, it might be with your husband or your spouse or your family. Where do you do that? Identify those relationships and or places or behaviors where you fake it. So where do I put on false pretenses? Where do I fake it? Where do I lie to make other people feel better? Right? Because that's not confidence. If you're doing something to serve another, that's doing something that is misaligned within, if you're not doing it from your heart. So you want to be in connection to your heart. So that's one question you can ask. Another question about confidence and honesty is to really honestly look at your relationships and look at your relationships objectively. Whether you like them or not is not the question. So you go through and you look at all your relationships, husband, spouse, friendships, family, and look and just put a plus or minus. Do you feel filled up when you're with them or depleted? Filled up or depleted? Filled up or depleted? You want to be really brutally honest with yourself and see the map of your friendships really clearly. I'm not even suggesting that you make a decision, but I am suggesting you be really honest with yourself, because the first step in awareness is honesty. And you cannot get to confidence if you're not willing to be brutally honest with yourself. So that's two questions. Let me see. What is another question that you could ask that would help you be more honest with yourself? Okay, you ready for this third question? The third question is, where in my life do I avoid a person, a situation, a conflict? Where in my life is that happening? And I want you to go one deeper. Why are you in avoidance? What need is that avoidance serving? And is that need that's being served working for the direction you want to go or against it? Okay? So those are three very high quality questions that will get you more clear about being honest with yourself. Because people who are lying to themselves, they will lie to others. And, it works for people who are unaware, but once you are aware, it doesn't work on them. You can't lie. Can't fool a fooler. Anyways, so on those three questions, I'm going to leave you today. So I offer to you that is really to your benefit to continue this challenge every day. We're going to activate the natural laws of one with the presence, with our pure presence to our heart in kindness, okay? We're going to do one selfless act of kindness every single day, listening from our heart. So not necessarily strategically planning everything you're going to do. You're going to listen when you're being called to do an act of kindness. Like Oliver gave $20 to somebody that helped him get a difficult appointment. That's beautiful. And how did that make him feel? Oliver, if you want to share. But it's just one simple act, and you're going to do it every single day from your heart. You're going to do it selflessly with no attachment to outcomes. And then you're going to publicly comment about that on the live, or you go on the record so you can amplify that. Trust me, we're only 4 days in, and I'm already getting messages about people saying they cannot believe how different their days have been in just 4 days of doing this. So if you do this every single day, you will absolutely change your life. How that changes is up to you to see. You have to be willing to experiment. So every day I'm going to come on here and talk about something different in relationship to confidence. And today was confidence and honesty. I gave you 3 really high quality questions, one with a level deeper. So maybe that's 3.5, 4. Anyways, it's my honor and pleasure to be on this journey of life with you all. Thank you for being here. Oliver's just saying real quick, he felt great. It was nice to be able to provide a surprise gift to somebody. Yes, that's awesome. Yay. Mr. 300, thanks for being here. Anybody want to put a comment in of what one kind act that you've done before we jump off here? Somebody brave, look, you have to go out of your comfort zone in sharing in order to amplify, in my humble opinion of how energy works. And sharing is caring. Anybody? I'm going to wait a moment. Okay. I will be back tomorrow. We'll see what the day brings today. I hope you all have a great day. My name is Kiana Sage. If you want more information, you know how to find me. Go to kiana.com, Kiannaa, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Namaste.